We will go on the record in the matter 25CM03, 25CM04, 25CM06, 25CM09. State of Wisconsin versus Tammy Blomberg. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Holly Rockow in person. Ms. Blomberg appears in person with counsel Nicholas White, and she appears in custody. We're set today in this matter for a plea hearing. Mr. White, can you please recite the agreement for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. My client will be entering a guilty plea in 20.
Pause right here. This is a classic courtroom strategy moment. The judge isn't confused. She's testing the logic of the deal. Bail jumping cases can look identical on paper, but legally, which file you plead to matters. Enhancements, prior exposure, even sentencing optics. Defense chose the charge with facts that play better emotionally and legally. Smart lawyering, but the judge clearly wants it justified on the record. What do you think? Strategy or just convenience?
5CM6 to count one. That's misdemeanor bail jumping to dismiss and read in the other files. And there's a joint sentence recommendation here as court costs with a DNA surcharge or phrasing it as time served. I have a plea questionnaire I can give to you.
What days of credit?
It's different for each of the files. It's 3 days on 25CM3, 5 days on 25CM4, 3 days on 25CM6, and then it's been 78 days on 25CM9.
So 78 days total she's been in custody.
Since January 15th, yeah.
I have a question. If she has 78 days credit, why are you pleading to 06 when 09 is the same charge? What's the choice in choosing 06, case 06 versus 09?
You know what? I started off thinking the plea might be in the first of the cases, the disorderly conduct, then kind of looked at the enhancer there and chose to go with a bail jumping. I just read the facts on January 12th incident. I thought that was a little bit more agreeable.
Okay.
The offer was for either of the charges, Your Honor.
Either of the bail jumps?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to bring up a plea questionnaire waiver of rights form.
All right.
And we are in victims' rights compliance.
We are, Your Honor, and the victim does wish to provide a statement.
All right, so what I'm going to do before I take the plea is I'm going to have the victim come up here to this little black table, and the victim can state name and if he wishes, or just initials. Make sure you speak into the microphone and you speak slowly.
Would you like my name or no?
If you want to give your name, you can give your name, or you can just give your initials.
Oh, my name is Gene Blomberg. I'm the husband of the defendant. And here are my thoughts. You're dealing with a really sick woman here. For 10 years, we've been married, and it's been constant substance abuse, alcohol, and I don't know how many drugs and so forth. I know she's been involved in theft of drugs, never got caught, but I hope that the court is able to do something to rehabilitate her. I just wish you luck with that. I was never able to succeed. Tammy is a thief, and I asked the court to prohibit her from coming into my residence. She can come on site as far as I'm concerned, but
This is where the courtroom temperature changes. Victim statements aren't about proving guilt, they're about impact. And here, the victim is also the husband, which complicates everything. Addiction, theft, fear, compassion, all colliding in one statement. Judges take this seriously, especially when public safety and no contact orders are on the table. Question for you. Should addiction weigh more toward treatment or accountability?
I really don't want her in the house because I'll lose my security. I have moved her possessions out into the barn that's located on the property. She's welcome to come and get her things as she's able to. She can pick up her car should she want to. And that's really all I have to say. I wish you luck in getting her steered on the right track. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. So, Ms. Blomberg, you've heard the offer that
Yes.
was extended, and that is the agreement that you've reached with the
Yes.
state.
Yes, it is.
Now, I have in front of me a plea questionnaire waiver of rights form. Do you recognize the document?
Yes, I do.
Did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes, he did.
Did your attorney go over it thoroughly with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Essentially, did he read it to you word for word?
Yes,
And you understand everything on the document?
yes.
If you didn't understand something, did you ask him to explain it?
I didn't need to. I understood it.
Excellent. And that's your signature on the second page?
Yes, it is.
You are pleading guilty to one count of misdemeanor bail jumping. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
You are 54 years old. You have 13 years of schooling. You can read, write, you understand the English language. You are not receiving treatment for a mental illness or disorder, and you've not had any drugs, alcohol, or other medications in the last 24 hours. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did your attorney go over with you what the state would have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes,
Did your attorney go over with you the maximum possible penalties you face?
yes,
Because you're charged with crimes, you are entitled to constitutional rights, and each of those rights is listed on this document. Did your attorney thoroughly go over those rights with you?
I believe so. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you need me to go over these rights with you in any more detail?
No, I'm okay.
You understand them completely?
Yes, I do.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving and giving up those rights?
Yes,
Do you understand that if you're not a citizen of the United States, your plea could result in your deportation?
yes, I do.
And do you understand that here in this case, 25 CM06, the state would have to prove on or around January 12th, 2025 in Burnett County, Wisconsin, having been charged with a misdemeanor in Burnett County case number 25 CM03, and having been released from custody, you intentionally failed to comply with the terms of your bond by failing to maintain absolute sobriety. Do you understand what the state would have to prove?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand the maximum possible penalty could be a fine of up to $10,000 or imprisonment of up to 9 months of incarceration or both?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you also understand that I do have an agreement in front of me that has been recited on the record? The agreement here calls for a joint recommendation of court costs only and a time served. Essentially asking the court to issue a time served jail sentence and to assess court costs. Do you understand that I'm not bound to follow that recommendation?
Yes, I am.
I could sentence you to anything that I feel is appropriate based upon the facts of all of these cases, which could mean a maximum possible penalty for up to the 9 months of incarceration. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Do you still wish to proceed and enter a guilty plea?
Yes, I do.
Did you go over the criminal complaint with your attorney?
Yes,
In fact, did you go over all of those with your
Yes.
attorney? And so do you understand the facts that are alleged in the criminal complaint in 25 CM06,
it's a bail jumping.
the bail jumping?
Yes, I do.
And for the most part, for the January 12th, 2025 bail jumping charge, are those facts accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you telling me here today that you in fact knew you were on a misdemeanor bail and had certain conditions?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And you knew one of those conditions was absolute sobriety?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And are you telling the court you intentionally drank alcohol
Yes, I did.
and you knew it was a violation of your bond?
I did. Yes.
Mr. White, may the court use the probable cause section of the criminal complaint as well as the statements made by your client to find a factual basis?
Yes, you may, Judge.
Ms. Blomberg, has anyone made any threats or any promises to you for you to plead guilty to this charge?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing so freely and intelligently. That means you're telling the court you fully understand what you're doing
Yes, ma'am.
and voluntarily?
Yes.
Has your attorney represented you competently?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he answered all of your questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he looked at these matters thoroughly?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he discussed with you the possibility of defenses or a lack of defenses you have?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with his services?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions for this court or for your attorney before I proceed?
No questions, Your Honor. No.
As to 25 CM 06, count 1, a misdemeanor bail jump, an A misdemeanor, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
The court will find your plea of guilt is done knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. I'm going to find you understand your constitutional rights and what it means to waive and give up those rights. I'm going to find a factual basis to accept your plea of guilt. Based on that, I will find you guilty of a misdemeanor bail jump. The remaining open cases will be dismissed and read in for purposes of sentencing. A judgment of conviction will be entered today.
And here's the twist. The deal hits a wall. Even with a joint recommendation, the judge is not bound by it. And this is the moment defendants often underestimate. The court is saying time served isn't enough oversight. Probation isn't mercy, it's control. This judge is balancing belief in rehabilitation with fear of relapse. Do you agree with this call, or should the court have honored the original deal?
And sentencing recommendation is Rockow.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd ask the court to adopt the joint recommendation. Ms. Blomberg has no prior criminal convictions, as far as I can tell. This is her first criminal conviction at, I think, 54 years old. Certainly based on the facts, she's got a substance abuse issue. She's had a pretty lengthy period of confinement for a misdemeanor, unable to post bail. So she's had a forced period of sobriety. I don't know if that changes anything for her in terms of her goals of remaining sober once she's released, but I think that the time that she spent in jail is fairly significant. I don't think that it's necessary to impose any additional confinement time, and we're not recommending probation. If Ms. Blomberg wants to, continue with her sobriety, I hope that she seeks some resources within the community. But I think that the relationship with the victim is what led to her criminal behavior. For whatever reason, she continued to drink and she continued to have contact with the victim, which led to new charges. The victim and the defendant are no longer together. And so I think that there's that level of assurance to the victim that she'll stay away. Hopefully she'll get her belongings and move forward. So I'd ask the court to adopt the joint recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. White.
Thank you, Judge. Ask you to go along with our agreement today. As we recited, my client is a high school graduate. I believe she attended some college afterwards. She hasn't had a problem in the past with crime or alcoholism, at least in a legal situation. I think that the amount of time that she's been in custody, it's close to 3 months in total. The first couple of days that she spent in jail in December and early January, that might have been a wake-up call to her, but it wasn't enough for her to really sober up the way that she has now. She's been in jail since January 15th, and although I think she's sober, I would have to I hope that she agrees with me that that doesn't make her not an alcoholic anymore. Alcoholism is something that she's going to have to deal with after today. I know that she has a plan with that. Her goal today is to leave with her parents. She has treatment information, at least from one source where they can give her some options. If she follows through with that, looks like part of a religious organization. So I'm hoping that she follows through with that. And that the amount of time that she's been in custody here is enough of a sentence. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Blomberg, is there anything that you would like to tell me? Anything you would like to say in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to apologize, first of all, for my drinking. I really hate this disease, and that's what it is. But the first few weeks that I was back and forth between jail and home, I really, it was always in the forefront of my mind to get out and get something to drink. It was just an absolute obsession to do it. And it took 2 or 3 solid weeks of absolute sobriety in jail for that to start to go away. And I no longer go to sleep thinking about that like I did in January. I am more than grateful for the time that I did spend in Burnett County Jail, which I never thought I would say, but it has truly turned out to be a blessing. I was treated with respect and kindness by the guards and the women that I've met there and the volunteers that come, and I took advantage of every Bible study and AA meeting and NA meeting, parenting class, all of the things that they offered, and was very grateful to do that and to have that time. I do plan on remaining. My faith is really going to be the key for me. I have been to treatment. I went to Teen Challenge, spent 14 months, and I didn't take long before I was drinking again at home. But I know that falling away from my faith was a big part of that. I really do believe that God got a hold of me in jail again, and I think he does that with a lot of people, and I hope to continue reading my Bible and praying, and I have a wonderful support system in my family here in Burnett County. Still close with my children and grandchildren and parents and aunts and uncles and cousins, and all of whom are also devout, and I'm going to look for a Bible study. I have a church family. I plan on returning to that. I know that what my husband said earlier is true. I have stolen things from that house, and I did that while in the midst of alcoholism, certainly. Not that, like you said earlier to someone else, it's not an excuse, but I do believe that I don't act like that when I am sober. And I would like to remain sober. This has been very much a wake-up call, and the consequences continue to get worse, as they always will with addiction. And I need to stop it. I'd like to be alive for my family, for my kids, my grandkids. But I thank you for the opportunity.